Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Let me get my live chat here. Lisa, Sapphire, how are y'all doing? Mike, Misty, Clancy, good to see ya. How's everyone doing? Well, guys, I had quite the morning. Let me tell y'all what happened before we do our true crime. So this morning, I decided to fix Mark some waffles. Let me take a drink of coffee. In my toaster oven. So I fixed the waffles. I get them out, turn the toaster oven off, and I'm getting ready to pour syrup on them. And all of a sudden, my toaster oven goes up in flames. It catches on fire in the inside of it. It burnt completely up. Well, what did I do? I started screaming. I don't know why. Every time I get panicked, I start screaming. Mark was laughing at me afterwards. He's like, you crack me up the way you panic out and start screaming. But anyways, he had to run in there, unplug it from the wall, and take it outside on the porch. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Maybe I need to take better care of my toaster oven. But something good came out of this. I didn't know it, but my mother-in-law has me an air fryer. So, yeah, I'm never using that toaster oven again. Well, hell, it's burnt up on the inside anyways. I can't. I hated that thing anyways. It took up too much room. It could have been bad. If I hadn't have been standing there, it could have gotten out of control. Mark was like, let me put some water on it. I said, no, you're not putting water on it. That'll make it worse. He finally put water on it when it was outside, but you know, if it's a grease fire and you put water on it, it makes it worse. Thanks, Mike. Yes, I got an air fryer for Christmas. Love it. Oh, did you, Sapphire? I've been hearing everybody talk about these air fryers, so I got one. My mother-in-law got 2 for Christmas, so she's going to give me one of them. I got the best mother-in-law, y'all. She does everything for me and for Mark. So this morning we have quite a few things to talk about. I can't wait to try out the air fryer Red Run. I can't wait. I don't even know how it works. I'm going to have to read up on it and stuff. Let me get my notes here organized. Okay, so Laura Reed, the beautiful missing mom from Texas, allegedly is okay. She allegedly called her dad and said that, or text him, my bad. She texted him and said that she was okay. So he was like, how do I know this is really her? So he asked her some questions that only she would know. And he said that she answered them correctly. And she also sent her dad a selfie of herself. Now, Tim Miller, the founder of Texas EquiSearch, has been looking for her. He done this interview, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. Let me unplug my mic. I need a bigger freaking desk. Okay, it always mutes me when I unplug my mic. He done this interview. We're gonna take a listen to it. I feel so bad for him, but he's been searching for her, and allegedly she's okay. But how do we know that she's okay? Maybe her kidnappers, if she was kidnapped, ask her the question so they could text her dad, you know? She could have been made to answer the questions. Who knows?
Uh, I can tell you, I'm almost speechless. I don't understand
As
what's
loud as it'll
happening
go.
right now. Laura did contact her father and told her father that, hey, I'm okay. Tell him to call off the search. The father asked her some questions, only she would know. She answered the questions. And then she actually sent a picture of herself to her father. Uh, the picture certainly doesn't look anything at all like the picture that we had. So at this at this time, we really don't know the facts of what happened. Uh, I know yesterday when we came out here, we actually got her phone located inside of Marshall's, and everything appeared at that time that there is very possibly foul play in this. Uh, she sent a picture, a selfie of her and her son to her father in Utah at about 10 minutes to 8. And then, of course, about 8:22 is when her vehicle was found. So everything looked right. And so I, again, I'm about speechless. I don't know what's happened here. Uh, I talked to the father in length just a little bit ago, and he doesn't know details yet neither. But we both agreed that you've
Oh,
got a
wow.
live daughter, so no matter what happened, maybe we can work with her and see what happens. So again, I don't regret anything that we did. I think that what we did kind of pushed her into contacting her father and uh, knowing that she's okay. Again, the picture just really doesn't look at all like what we had. So our picture is fairly.
Now he's saying that the picture she sent her father to show him that she's okay doesn't look anything like the pictures we've been seeing of her. But in the pictures we've been seeing of her, she has a lot of makeup and contour on. If she took off, maybe she didn't have none of that with her.
Disturbing to say the least.
When you say it doesn't look like her at all, what do you mean by that? Can you describe that a little
Looks
more?
like she looks like a different person.
Does
Yeah,
she
she
look
just.
like she's in an unsafe situation?
I don't know. I guess she's gonna have. She's supposed to be calling HPD and supposed to be calling her boyfriend again. She hasn't done that as of yet. Uh, Nobody knows her location right now. She hasn't said where that's at. So uh, at this point, it appears, and again, it appears as though she may have made the choice herself on what's happened to her.
Did she make the choice, do you think, to walk away and leave her son in her car?
Again, we don't have details, but just all the cases I've worked and what I've been on and what I do know about this right now, yeah, it appears as though she's made a choice that you wouldn't think anybody would make, and I may be wrong on that, but uh,
Did her father say she was remorseful for what's happened? Like, did she offer any apologies if she had walked
we
away?
didn't we didn't get into that far of the conversation. The conversation was short with her dad. She did text him first, which he did not believe that it was her. So he texted back and asked some personal question, and she texted back, and then she sent a picture. So uh, I think they're working now on the phone number that she texted on to go ahead and see if she can get her located. But at this time, we don't know.
Okay, let me stop this for just a second and plug my mic back up. So it appears that she staged this herself. She left her phone behind. And she left, most importantly, she left her baby boy in the car by himself. So if she did take off on her own, hey Bailey, if she did take off on her own, she has a lot of explaining to do. She could be facing what? Child abandonment, child neglect, child endangerment, possibly. Now, her dad said that her boyfriend, or he called him fiance, and son moved to Texas from Utah a while back, a year or so ago. I'm just wondering if she staged this herself, what problems was she trying to escape? And why would she endanger her child like that if she did leave on her own? I mean, he could have died inside of that car. I'm not sure what the temperatures are in Houston right now. Does anyone know? She should be charged, yeah. Now, how do we know that someone really didn't take her, though? Yeah, she texted her dad a picture. And she answered some questions in a text that only she would know. But if she was kidnapped, her kidnapper could be making her answer that. That's a possibility. Tim Miller, he went on to say, things are not always as they seem, not always as they appear. That is so true. Bailey, I got to catch up. This whole leaving kids in the car has to stop. Well, everyone thought that Laura Reed from Houston, someone had kidnapped her because they found her son in the car, her baby son, less than a year old, Saturday by himself. No one could find her. So Texas EquiSearch and everybody has been looking for her. And allegedly she contacted her dad last night and told him to call off the search. Now, they're working on tracing the number that she texts from. Prayer, Cheryl. I don't know what's going on. I see Lisa saying something to you. If you're feeling bad, I hope you get to feeling better. I know how that is. But anyways, back to Laura. She likes to be called Lacey, by the way, for some reason. She's got a lot of explaining to do. Her dad is glad that she's safe. Hell, I'm glad that she's safe. But what about the baby? The baby was left by himself. This is bullcrap. If she did walk off on her own, she needs to be charged. But at this point, we don't really know if she walked off on her own or not. It appears that way. Her phone looks like it was left behind in Marshall's. Did she not know if she did do this on her own? Did she not know they would be searching for her? Does she not watch the news? When moms go missing, it makes the news. It's all over the news, especially when the baby's found in the car by himself. That's what I'm so pissed off about. If she really did leave on her own. Hey, Sonia. If she did leave on her own, pisses me off thinking she left that baby in that car. Anything could have happened to him. He could have died in there, anything. Welcome, Hurricane Holly. Hey, welcome. Well, that's what I don't know if they're sure she's okay or not. They think she is based on the messages to her dad, but I'm not quite so sure. She could be with the kidnapper. That would be stupid for her to use the kidnapper's phone to text. So I just thought about that because it could be traced. They could ping it, I guess. I don't know. We'll just have to keep following this and see what happens. Hopefully, they release some information and tell us what exactly is going on. I hope they can trace that phone number. There wasn't any camera footage in the store in the parking lot of Marshall. Hey, good question, Mike. I've not heard anything about that. But Marshall's has to have security footage from inside. Hey, TC. Hey, Shay Shay. Maybe her not asking about her baby is her sign to say she's being held. I guess it's just weird. Yeah, it is weird, Sonia. Yeah, she didn't ask about her baby. Good point. Let me write that down. Didn't ask about baby. They asked Tim Miller if her dad said anything about her acting like she was remorseful. He said no. Didn't really say much. Hopefully some more information will come out. But if she did do this is so wrong, and she needs to be charged. Because this is child endangerment, child neglect, you name it. Anything could have happened to that baby. Thank God someone saw him and contacted police. I'm absolutely unable to wrap my head around all these awful cases involving children. Heartbreaking and just nothing I can fathom. I know. It seems like there's more and more of these cases this day and time. Let me see if I can find anything else on her real quick. Something's just really weird about this, guys. Really, really weird. No, the last thing I see is Texas EquiSearch calls off search. Remember that girl? What was her name from Ohio that was missing? And she really took off with a guy she met online. Texas EquiSearch was looking for her too. If this is true, the family has to know more. She obviously was not mentally stable. I'm glad you said that, because I made a note here. Some information I was reading last night. But her dad said she moved from Utah to Texas a few years ago to escape problems. And she moved with her fiance and son. So what kind of problems was she trying to escape in Utah? It's what I would like to know. Madison Bell, thank you, Red Rum. Look how much money was wasted and resources trying to find her, and she really took off with some guy she'd met gaming online. Morning drama. Hey, Bella, Luna. The baby is less than a year old. I don't have the exact age. They just said less than a year old. Well, if it's less than a year old, her dad said they moved to Utah. I have a few years ago, but it has to be about a year ago. You can't escape problems just by moving. That doesn't help. You have to face your problems head on. You can't run away from your problems. Cece, I think drugs. She was running from drugs and alcohol. Postpartum depression. It could be postpartum depression. I mean, they automatically thought off the bat when they run her tag numbers like someone had kidnapped her. Even like one of the police officers come out and said, like, she just would not leave her child in the car, abandon her child like that. I mean, it looks like she may have very well done that, but we can't be sure, because someone could have been making her text her dad and answer those questions correctly. And Tim, he said she didn't. She sent a selfie to her dad. It didn't look like her, but look, she don't have any makeup or anything on. She probably don't have any with her. That's why it didn't look like her. You could tell in her picture she does a lot of contour, wears a lot of makeup. She's a really pretty young lady. I think she's about, 34 or 32? I don't know, but if she did walk off on her own, I'm going to be really pissed off. She left that baby like that. I think the baby is with some family. I'm wondering if her fiance has family that lives in Texas. Why did they decide to move to Texas? And what were these problems she was trying to escape? And didn't her parents tell her you can't run away from problems? Maybe her problems was something like depression or something like that. She could have had a drug problem. Who knows at this point? In my opinion, these drugs people take these days are doing something to these people. Well, yeah, especially that methamphetamine. All drugs alter the mind, but that methamphetamine, that's some wicked stuff. That's the devil's drug. And, it makes people crazy. And just imagine people that have mental illnesses that do that crap, what it does to them. Yes, I do have a picture. Let me show you a picture of Laura Lacey, whatever you want to call her. Let me find one. I have read. Had it reads instead of read. Okay, here we go. She's really pretty. Actually, Sonia, she could be your sister. She looks like you. There she is. See, as you can tell, she wears quite a bit of makeup. You won't let me zoom in. She's got really pretty eyes. Does her makeup really good? Here is the strange thing. Before she disappeared, she had been talking on the phone with her dad. And then the phone cut off. And then, 30 minutes later, someone finds her little boy, her little baby, in the car by himself. Then later on, they find her phone inside Marshall's. It looks like she staged this, guys. The more I talk about it, the more I'm beginning to believe that. But I don't have all the facts, and I'm trying to be open-minded because a kidnapper could have her. But it's looking more and more like she staged this. Really is. Her face looks dark. Hey, Blue West. She's really pretty. I just subscribed and smashed the like button. I like it here, and I'm happy I found your community. Oh, well, thank you, Hurricane Holly. Do you have a picture of, is your profile picture Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers? I love that freaking show. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to start hacking and coughing. I'll try to mute if I got a cough again. Okay. So we'll just have to keep following this and see what happens, guys. I got y'all another crazy case to talk about that just happened. When did this happen? Let me look at my notes here. I should have highlighted this. Last Wednesday, January 13th, 12-year-old little girl blindfolds her father and stabs him twice in the chest and in the abdomen. I don't have any pictures to share with y'all. I don't have any names yet because she's only 12 years old. Now, she did make an appearance before a judge through like a teleconference. She's being held at the Long Creek Youth Development. This happened in Oregon. Happened last Wednesday. Cops arrived around 10 a.m. They found the dad seriously injured, stabbed twice, and the 12-year-old daughter had cuts and marks all over her hands. Now, the judge has ordered that she be held without bond, and he has scheduled a competency evaluation for her. Now, in court on Friday, prosecutors said the 12-year-old daughter blindfolded her dad. Then she stabbed him twice. Then she dropped the knife. When she dropped the knife, he pushed her away from him. She went to the kitchen to retrieve another knife. She did get the knife, but she did not use it on him. I'm not sure who called 911. It didn't say. I'm assuming the dad did. Now, the neighbor said that they didn't know the victim's name or the 12-year-old little girl, but said they never noticed anything weird or out of the normal. Hey, Nika. Now I'm wondering what the motive is. They've not said. I'm wondering if there was any abuse going on in the house, or maybe this was just a spoiled child. Who knows? Maybe they could have some mental health issues going on. But I want to know, where is the mom? Does the dad have custody? Has he been raising this 12-year-old? What's going on? I don't know, but I'm going to try to follow this and see what I can find out about it. Because I want to know what makes a 12-year-old little girl come up with a plan to try to murder her father. I mean, this was thought out. She blindfolded him. Catch him off guard. This is interesting, sad, but interesting. That's all the info I have on that one. I'll keep y'all updated about it. Now I want to tell y'all something about Carole Baskin. Let me get through my freaking notes. I got so many notes. I sit and take notes every morning, y'all. Where's my Carole Baskin stuff? I really didn't take no notes on Carole Baskin. I just read an article. Let me get it pulled up. Everybody knows who Carole Baskin is, from Tiger King. Joe Exotic was accused of trying to have her murdered, trying to hire a hitman. Oh, crap. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, so I'm going to read you an article, and Carole explains what she thinks happened to her missing husband. And before I read this, I want to tell you about a video Carole just put up. Carole just put up a video bashing her missing husband again, Don Lewis, talking about how he...
Today, I'm going to show you just how the Alarm.com app...
Hold on, it played a video. She was talking about how Dawn used her for her beauty. And how Dawn almost had like a cult going on. She told this story of how Dawn called her to his office one day, and he wanted her to reenact. He wanted her to act like she was there to pay the rent. And he wanted her to come to the office and do this. So she gets to the office, and there in the office is Dawn's 2 daughters and another gentleman. Well, Dawn calls her back into his back office and makes her sit on his lap for 30 minutes. Now, Carole said this was cult-like behavior, and Dawn used her for her beauty. And she says that the reason Dawn did this in front of his daughters were at the office that day, was, to make Dawn's ex, Gladys, jealous. Yeah, it was a big, long video, but basically that's what I got out of the video. And she was just saying how that was like cult-like behavior, the way Dawn used her for her beauty, because she's so freaking beautiful. Carole wasn't a bad-looking woman when she was young. Okay. So, should Don Lewis ever return from his decades-long disappearance, Tiger King star Carole Baskin says she'd be willing to care for him for the rest of his life. In an interview with Britain's The Telegraph tabloid, the Tiger King personality says she doesn't think that will happen. Instead, Carole says she believes her second husband suffered a mental break, as she suggests if Don is still alive, he probably has absolutely no idea who he is. Now, we know that she puts up video diaries, aka diaries, and she tries to make out in these video diaries like that Don was just completely nuts. Like he was losing his mind, like he was getting dementia. She tries to convince people of this so that they will think that he disappeared on his own, probably because he had dementia and wasn't in his right mind. Dawn's friends say that he was sharp as a tack. His mind was sharp as a tack. Okay, let's see what she says. And I really believe he was suffering mentally. So if he's alive somewhere, he probably has absolutely no idea who he is. But if that were the case, I would take care of him for the rest of his life, Baskin told the paper. I am happily married, but I always loved Dawn. Really? Dawn was getting ready to divorce your butt. When asked if her current husband would be okay with that situation, Carole said, absolutely. Oh, yeah, he's an angel. We know, Howie's submissive. We know who wears the pants and zips them in that relationship. Carole and Dawn married in 1991 and started their first animal sanctuary in 92. Originally founded as Wildlife on Easy Street, Carole chose to rename the outfit to Big Cat Rescue after Don Lewis mysteriously vanished in 1997. Carole and Big Cat Rescue were heavily featured in last year's Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness docuseries on Netflix. And we also know that she was also featured on Dancing with the Stars, and she totally sucked at it. I mean, she was stiff as a corpse out there on that dance floor. Oh, somebody became a member. Oh, Bailey, welcome to the Cool Kids Club. I saw the trailer for the new Netflix series, Night Stalker. It looks like a must watch. Oh, really? Gosh, I'm going to have to get Netflix back. I heard Howie changed the name. Howie is the one that built up Big Cat Rescue. So that totally makes sense that he was the one that probably chose to change the name. Yeah, Big Cat Rescue was not doing too well until Carole hooked up with Howie. Now, Howie is an attorney, so he knows how to talk to people and hold these big fundraising events and talk to the crowd and stuff and get donors. Carole doesn't have much of a personality, and really, Howie doesn't have that much of a personality, but his personality is better than Carole's, that's for sure. Okay, so that's all the updates I have on Carole freaking Baskin, the freaking bunny slayer. I'm always going to call her the bunny slayer. I still can't believe she killed those raised bunnies to kill them to feed to those big tigers. I got a cough, guys. Let me mute. My daggone cough's getting worse. Okay. Carole's going to get her karma. I fully believe that she knows what happened to Don Lewis. I believe she's responsible for his disappearance. His van was found at an airport. Don had, the guy that owned that airport, Don had actually fell out with him. And he wouldn't have been caught dead on that guy's property. But his van was parked there to make it look like he had took off in one of his airplanes. And actually, Don hadn't had a pilot's license in quite a while. He hadn't flown in quite a while either. But anyways, I believe that Don's right-hand man, what was his name? Is it Kenny Farr or Carr? I get it mixed up. I believe he helped Carole. After Don disappeared, Carole got rid of all of his workers except for Kenny. And Kenny's wife later came out and said that he admitted that he killed Don and put him in the meat grinder. She also said that the day Don disappeared, Kenny came home with a van load of guns that were Don's that Carole had gave him. And Carole got her a boyfriend within 2 years of Don's disappearance. I'm trying to talk and look for this interview of the adopted parents of the West brothers. I wanted us to watch it and just kind of analyze it. It's been a while since I've watched it. And I watched it this morning and took down a few notes, but I just wanted to refresh our memories on their statement because they're acting really weird. And I saw some people saying stuff about Trezelle's hands in this interview. Yeah. Now, Bailey, I don't think that they put Dawn in the meat grinder. I think that is just a rumor. According to the sheriff, the meat grinder had been sold at an auction before Dawn's disappearance. Now, Carole claims this is like a little tabletop meat grinder. But in the stuff I've watched and read, it says it's an industrial size meat grinder. I really thought it was a lie for urgent care to get money because, oh, prayers, Blue West. Oh, yes, she will get her karma. If she really did have something to do with Dawn's disappearance, she's going to get her karma. Actually, I think she's getting her karma right now because everybody in the world thinks that she killed Dawn and put him in a meat grinder and fed him to the tigers. I think they took his body to the Everglades, somewhere to a swamp, and dumped it. That's what I think. They went to what? Puerto Rico. Was that where he was flying to? Puerto Rico? I think it was Puerto Rico. I think he had some rental property there. He was never there. Dawn never left to go anywhere. They did something to him. Sorry to hear that, Blue West. I've been congested and stuff for a freaking week now. Okay. Enough about Carole. I could talk about that weirdo all freaking day. We're going to watch this interview. Let me get him. It's so weird. If I leave my mic plugged up and play a video, it robots. We're just going to take a look back at Orinn and OrsonWest adoptive parents interview that was on December 23rd. The boys disappeared on December 21st, allegedly disappeared on December 21st. I think they've been gone for a while. Now let's look at Trezelle West's hands in this interview.
Thank everyone in the community for all the support we've seen.
This is loud as
We
it'll
just felt
go.
so helpless, and seeing everybody out here really looking and helping out
She's
really
rocking
means a
back
lot.
and forth.
So, tell us what happened the night the kids went missing.
Okay.
From our yard.
Y'all pay attention to his hands and stuff and see if y'all notice anything.
It was cold. I was gonna make a fire. So a lot of wood in this area right here next to our house. I opened up the back gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two go outside and play with chalk on the back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard. Keep them close. They was playing with chalk, and I came in the house. I saw them there. One house. I came back out. I didn't see them there. I immediately went back in, asked my wife, "Did you see the boys?" She said, "No, they should be outside playing with chalk." I said, "Well, I didn't see them." So I came back outside and I started searching my backyard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that hadn't pan out, I got in the van. I looked down the street, both directions. It was getting dark, getting cold, and I got in the van and I hit a bunch of corners. I went down the street. I turned my light on. I searched. I called their names. Talked to a gentleman on the street on the other side over there. He didn't see me. So then I came home and I told my wife we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going. So I called the cops. Cops came. First thing they did was tell us to stay in the house so they can get a hold of us. And they had us just sitting there. And
Okay, let me just pause for a minute. She's rocking back and forth, and he acts like when he's talking about throwing wood, you would think he was throwing big logs or something or kindling wood. And really, there ain't nothing there but some sticks. And allegedly, a guy that sells wood that lives down the road said those sticks you find out there won't really burn. And we know they are lying about searching for the kids. Her ass never came out of the house. And why is he hiding his hands like that? I don't see any injuries right here. Let's just finish
we want to
listening.
keep searching. But everybody came out in droves. And I wanted to thank you guys that night, but we couldn't go outside.
The cops told us the best are out here.
The best are out here searching. And we appreciate it. And nobody ever could tell, we could never talk to anybody. And that was the issue.
We just want to thank everybody.
We really want to
And
thank you guys.
please, if anybody has seen them, please call, let somebody know.
It called the cops, call California the city police department. Call them and let them know what you've seen, if you see anything. Our boys, they are going to be rambunctious. Okay.
Okay, so he repeats in this video that the boys are going to be rambunctious twice. Like it annoys him
They
or
are going to
something.
be here in this area. And I really would like to go in the houses, but it's not because I want to invade people's privacy. I just want to know if
Make
they
sure.
make sure. That's it. Because I don't. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. If you got any questions.
Oh no, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say, this is the first time we're hearing from you guys, and I can't imagine what you guys are going through. I can't even fathom it. For you guys, for people who are thinking that there's some kind of foul play involved, we just spoke to the biological mother. She says she had a conversation with you guys, and that she thinks there's some kind of foul play involved. That she thinks you guys did something.
And that's understandable.
What's your response to that?
That's understandable. I would think the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly the point. And if we can find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, and they came to us, and they became our children. And we named them, and they are our children, and so we want them back. So please, if y'all can get back on what you guys are doing, we should be able to get a hold of somebody, but they took all of our tech, so they wanted to, I guess, just rule us out, which makes sense. That's part of the investigation. So that's pretty much it.
Have you guys, you talked to the police all last night?
Yes.
What, so you guys willfully gave them your
Everything.
technology,
Yes.
the car?
Yes.
How did they get a search warrant? Did you
I-
guys?
No
I don't see
idea.
why they got one, but they got one. We
Yeah,
would have
they
let them
didn't
take
need one,
anything.
but
We would have told them take everything. We let them come in and search with us. We asked them to come do that.
What did they take?
Just tech, and that's it. Like our phones.
From the house? Did they?
Oh,
They act like they worried about who's behind them, don't they?
well, I guess should I answer that? Or?
Answer it does, yeah.
Okay. So into the. Okay, and I guess I don't even know.
I see. Yeah, we seriously felt like we needed to be out here. We did. Again, we were told the best are out here looking already. Just to stay put. They have more questions. There was literally a cop with us the whole time in there.
He had sitting down. We would ask, can we go help? They had to sit
Said
down.
nope.
They're trying to explain away why they didn't search for their boys. I don't care what no cop tells me. If my son's missing, my ass is going to search for him. I won't mess up their investigation, but I'm going to search for my child. I'm not going to sit there and let everybody else do it. and me not even try?
He said, no, we got the best out there.
So
We
it's
need
not.
you guys here in case we have more questions.
I don't want you guys thinking
We
we
don't.
didn't try. We actually
We
looked
tried.
before we called
We
the
looked,
police.
yes.
I don't want you guys thinking that we didn't try. See, they're worried about what people's thinking about them because they know that they haven't tried. They didn't try help and search.
And I imagine the mind-boggling part is the search for information. What happened? Where are they?
Yes.
Et cetera, et cetera.
And we're, yeah.
And just so we are able to present the information correctly, at what time did you guys notice your kids went missing, and at what time were they reported missing to the police?
It's about, I believe, I think it was about 4:30, going on 5. It was getting dark, like I said,
5-ish.
5-ish.
It does not get dark at 4:30 or 5. I'm assuming the way it works in Virginia, it works in California too. You know, like at around 5:30 here, it starts getting dark. And actually, my chickens don't put themselves up until about 5:40. So his timeline is not matching up.
That's about it. That's when everything played out.
And then when did you guys call the police to report them missing?
I don't,
After we searched
yeah.
a little bit around here, it was
You
dark,
didn't
so
search, lady.
we got worried.
She's sitting there lying her ass from the video I seen never came out of the house.
Would you say it was maybe within an hour, a couple hours?
No, it was within minutes of us getting finished with our search.
Okay.
It was within minutes.
What do you guys want people at home to understand about this situation? For them, even speaking about what you guys are feeling is difficult. What do you want them at home to understand about this whole situation?
We're going through it. It's difficult. I mean, everybody's making their own their own conclusions. They don't know anything. We don't.
You notice they're having a hard time talking. It's because they don't have any real emotions here. They don't really care about these boys.
We're not sure. Like everything, we're not sure. We said what we knew, and if anybody has seen them, or anything, please call.
She can't get the words because she don't have real emotions for the boys.
They,
She don't
I
have a
have
love.
older pictures. All my newest were on my phone.
Okay.
A lot of people are speaking of this as after the math past tense. I want to talk about your kids in present tense. What kind of boys are these? Tell us about the boys.
Very playful, very rambunctious, and they
Rambunctious,
do
he
love
says
to
it again.
They do love to kind of get rough with each
They're
other.
kids.
They're kids. Of course, they would love to go out, but so during the pandemic, we wasn't trying to go, out here, and so
Okay, their neighbors from the apartment complex that they live at, the Casa Loma, they say that the kids were isolated long before the pandemic. The two other foster kids they used to care for, the two Hispanic boys, they had to sneak out of the house, according to the neighbor and the neighbor's son. They said that Trezell was mean, for the little boy not to knock on their door, to come and talk to them at the window. So these kids didn't come outside long before the pandemic.
we stayed inside.
She keeps rocking back and forth.
Yes, we did. We searched before we called the cops.
That's
That's
what
what
they've been
we've been
Yeah.
saying.
What time did they come up missing?
They came missing right before it got dark. And then we called. I searched the property. I even drove around this neighborhood right here.
You're
I
a
even
liar.
talked to a gentleman on that side, one of those streets over there. I said, "Did you see some little black kids?" And that way looking for them. That's the way I was gonna come. But when I came back home, I decided to call the cops because it was dark. They couldn't have got away that fast.
And why did it take two people to go in the house and leave two kids out here by themselves? It should have been one parent going in and one parent right here watching the child, not two parents going in the house and leaving two little kids out here by themselves for 10 minutes.
No, they were in the backyard. and the
So
back
how
gate
did they
was
get
open.
out the backyard?
And the back gate was open, and I was getting wood
So
from
you
this
guys
lot
was
here.
being unresponsible and left the gate open, left some little kids outside with the gate open.
All right,
Exactly.
Sorry, you guys were talking about your boys.
He totally didn't like that lady saying that to him. Did you see his eye movement?
Who you're, I understand.
He's
For
hiding his hand.
a mother's intuition. I know you were saying, and we'll get your names after this, but you were saying how you feel like they're in this area. Do you feel the same way? And what is the intuition? What is the sense you get? What do you think happened to your boys? Do you think someone took them? Do you think they're lost? Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely know they're not walking around. They're not that kind. They do not just roam around. You know, these patches.
She couldn't even talk.
I think definitely would have been picked up or something.
That was my assumption.
See, it's hard to talk and explain things when you're not telling the truth.
Have they ever taken off of the
No.
yard before?
No,
Nope.
They've never taken off.
no.
Oh, so that's the end of it. Okay. I wish I had the whole interview because the crowd starts saying something to them. Jacqueline West starts moving her fingers in their direction, like, and this is why we didn't want to come out here to begin with. Where did I see the rest of that video at? It might have been on Plunder's channel. He was definitely going out of his way to hide his hands. Now, you could say, oh, he was cold. Yeah, he could have been cold. But look how long he stood there with his arms crossed, hiding his hands. Did he have some injuries on his hands or something? Or was he holding himself to comfort himself because he was stressed out because he was lying? He was standing in the same position as Chris Watts. That's the first thing I noticed when I first read about this case and saw the interview. When I saw him, I was like, oh my God, he is standing in the same pose as Chris Watts. And she's sitting there rocking back and forth the whole time. That's a sign of lying right there. Stressed out, trying to comfort herself. And did you notice they had a hard time talking and trying to explain what happened, having a hard time answering questions? Yeah, it's hard to explain things when you're not being truthful. That's a liar's way of self-comfort. Yeah, I heard a body language expert say that about Chris Watts. That, the way he had his arms crossed, kind of holding himself, he was trying to comfort himself. A sign he was stressed out and lying. That's what it's a sign of. He stood in that position, Trezell did, way too long. I mean, yeah, you're going to get cold. Sometimes I'll cross my arms. I'm not holding myself like that. Just regular cross my arms for a few seconds, but you're not just going to keep standing like that. That is so freaking weird. Now, I saw someone comment that the day this interview was done, there was a picture taken, and you could see a little piece of chalk in the picture, I guess, in the backyard. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I do know that there's video footage from like December 19th, the day the West family said they went shopping. It shows 4 kids leaving, and they come back with 0 kids. They come back with 0 kids, so where were the West brothers? The other kids went to their grandparents to stay, allegedly. So where were the little brothers at? I call them the West. And also, I'm going to say this again. I said this yesterday. I find it so strange that they changed those boys' names. And the adoptive grandmother has adopted kids. And when she adopted those kids, those 2 kids, she changed their names and had a little adoption party celebration of the name change and all that. I think that's weird. That's just my opinion. I think they should have been allowed to keep their birth names. That's just my opinion. It's like they wanted to erase everything from the, I don't know, biological parents or something to me. He definitely did something evil. If you go back in that interview and you watch, he gets really mad when he's interrupted. When Jacqueline interrupts him and talks over him, you can watch his eye movement. He does not like it. When he's talking and the lady in the crowd starts questioning him, he does not like it. You can watch his eye movement. And I think that's strange that they said they didn't allow the boys to play in dirt. What little boys don't love to play in dirt? Especially sand being around. You would think there'd be little toy trucks out back, little dump trucks and a sandbox and all that. There's no kids' toys. Why didn't they allow their kids in the dirt? Didn't want the dirt in the house? Or they got OCD that bad? You know, the clean freaks. I mean, what's going on that these kids didn't play outside? And he can blame it on the pandemic, but hell, they got a fenced-in yard. Ain't gonna catch the coronavirus, them outside playing, nobody else around. Come on. I'm saying it's a money racket with them. They had to have gotten some money for these boys. I know they did when they were just fostering them, but they probably draw some kind of check for them. I'm just wondering what happened to these boys. Were they abusing these boys? Did they beat these boys to death? Starve them to death? What did they do to them? Where are these boys? There was a thought that entered my mind when I heard that Trezell had borrowed $5,000 off somebody. And when I heard this rumor, I thought to myself, could he not pay back that $5,000 so he gave the boys to him in exchange? I don't know. Could they have sold these boys? I don't know. I don't think so. I think there's some foul play involved. I don't think these boys are alive, unfortunately. I hope and pray I'm wrong. If they had have wandered off, they would have been found. Is it possible they wandered out of the backyard and some predator picked them up? Some predator just happened to be going by? Yeah. But from the video I watched of the neighbor's security footage, those boys are not shown going out that gate. Nor is the mother shown coming out to look for her kids like she said in that interview she did. That was a bold-faced lie. I think they did too. There's some reason that they isolated themselves away from their neighbors. Now, you could say, well, a lot of people don't want to get cozy with their neighbors. I don't want to get cozy with my neighbors either. I still speak to them. I don't go out of my way to avoid them. That's really weird. It's like they isolated themselves away from everybody. Why? Probably because they were abusing the kids. They are weirdos. She seems like a freaking bitch. If you could have seen her in that video at the interview at the end of it, when she's talking to the crowd, moving her fingers, saying, this is why we didn't want to come out here. You can tell she's got some real attitude problems. Here, this family, when they lived at the apartment complex, there's a big, nice playground there. Little park for the kids. The kids never went there. You got 4 to 6 kids, and they never go to the park. They never come outside, even before the damn pandemic. Something is not right with that. There's no toys. I mean, don't even look like kids live there. I'm wondering if investigators could talk to the 2 little boys, the Hispanic boys they took care of. And they said they gave those kids back to the system because they were mean and smoking weed. Really? 2 little boys smoking weed? Where'd they get the money to buy weed from? I don't believe that. True crime enthusiasts, I think they sold them. It's one thing to kill Two child, but two to kill one child, but then two. Yeah, I know. It's a good possibility. That entered my mind when I heard that rumor that he borrowed $5,000 from someone, which I know that's just a rumor, but it entered my mind. Oh my God, could he not pay it back so that he gave the kids to him in exchange? Or could they have sold them to some sex traffickers, human traffickers? Anything's possible. Anything's possible. I'm trying to be open-minded. I mean, it's possible the boys are still alive. That's a possibility. I really don't feel like in my gut and my heart that they are, but I've been wrong before. Samara, I think so too. I wish they would bust in with breaking news saying the boys are found and they're alive. But I think it's going to be bad news. Yeah, me too. I wish there would be some breaking news that they're found alive or the parents are arrested. A lot of people are like, I can't believe they've not arrested them yet. They're still investigating. They're making sure they got all their, what is it called? I's dotted and T's crossed. Making sure they got all their ducks in a row before they file charges, I guess. They got to do that because if they charge them, they don't got all their ducks in a row, then the charges could be dropped. They're probably doing a lot of investigating and a lot of things that we don't know about. But you know what? I think they should at least come out and give us a press conference and tell us something. I heard that California City don't have this case anymore. It went to Bakersfield because it's a bigger department. I see somebody talking about waterboard. Yeah, they should waterboard them. They're definitely lying. And if the FBI interrogates them, they'll probably get one of them to crack. That's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if, I know the police interviewed them, but I'm wondering if the FBI interviewed them. Oh, you can watch their interview and tell they're lying. FBI agent could get them tripped up in their lies. I agree. We should hear an update of some sort. I know. We're just having to sit here and speculate, and I'm having to rely on AV Watchman's channel. I didn't know it, but that guy's daughter was murdered. Yeah. I'm not sure the details on it, but I heard him mention it yesterday on his live stream that he needed to be investigating his daughter's case too. Send them to the dentist. Conserve water. Save the earth. Oh my gosh. Pull their teeth out without any anesthesia until they tell the truth. I wish it worked that way. I didn't know that either. I never knew that about his daughter. Yeah, I'm thinking. I heard him say a little something about it before yesterday. It was something about a car. She was found in a car. I don't know if it was a car crash or what. I'll have to go back and watch. Yeah. He showed a picture of her on that stream yesterday. Now, it was a picture of a little girl. I don't know how old she was when she was killed, though. I'm assuming she was an adult. He looked really tired, though. I mean, he's been going at this every day since the boys disappeared, investigating, talking to witnesses, all this and that. And of course, when he finds anything, he hands it over to the police. I'm just wondering if the FBI would have even had the neighbor's security footage if it wasn't for AV Watchman. He seems like a good dude. Hey, Vicky. You're late. Let me get some late slips. We need some new emojis. We need a different paw print emoji. We need it to match my logo. I'm liking my new logo. This website I designed it with, I used to design it I can make my own thumbnails with my logo on it and everything. It's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, Colleen, let me give you a late slip. Let me just hand out a bunch here. I like the late slips. I like the little camper emoji. Anyhow, guys, I think that the adoptive parents will be arrested soon. I just got a feeling. I can see it in my head. I just wanted to type in and see if I could find anything else before I get off here. I didn't see any injuries on Trezel's hands, although he was hiding half of them. We couldn't see his knuckles or anything. I think it's really weird the way he was hiding his hands, though. Could just be nerves. Could be nothing. But I just can't see someone standing there that long hugging their damn self. If it's that damn cold, why don't you put on a damn jacket? CC, you're intuitive. Oh, thank you, Shay Shay. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I just get feelings and I just know things. I have been wrong before, though. But I got a feeling these little boys have been gone for a while. And whatever they did to them, they've been gone for a while. And they had no choice but to report them missing. Christmas coming up. Friends and family want to know where they was at. Start asking questions. So they had to report them missing. That's what I think. And I think they both were abusing Orinn and Orson. People just keep talking about Trezel. But there's Jacqueline there too. She's not innocent. By no means. She didn't even come out of the damn house and look for those kids. The video footage I saw, she never came out of that house. But she stood there in that interview and said, "Oh, we came out and we was looking everywhere." No, bitch, you never looked anywhere. Excuse my language, but I usually don't say that. But just pisses me off her sit there and blatantly lie. Yeah, we will. If the boys are found, we will do an emergency live stream. I've had to do that before. When Fotis Dulos committed suicide. Speaking of Fotis Dulos, I have it wrote on my calendar here. I probably shouldn't. But the anniversary of his suicide's coming up. December 30th. I saw it the other day and wrote it in my calendar. I know that's weird, but I keep up with things like that. I'm loving my new planner. She's probably she seemed like a bitch. I'm telling you, if you could have seen her, some of y'all probably saw the rest of that interview. She starts moving her hands around, pointing towards the crowd. It's like, this is why I didn't want to come out here, because they were saying stuff to her. And you could see the bitch come out in her. I guess we've all got bitch in us, but you could really see it come out in her. There's just something about the way she's saying it. I don't know. I could just see her personality. I can just imagine what she's like when nobody's looking. I saw that she was into voodoo. Do you know? No, I don't know about that. Wow. So Jacqueline West? Thank you, Shay Shay. Hey, Mandy. I'll give you a late slip. Did y'all notice how in that interview, they wanted to make it known that the reason they weren't searching is because the police told them they had the best out there searching. And they didn't want the community. She said, I don't want y'all to think, that we didn't help. We were told not to. Hey, you would have to hog tie me to keep me from searching for my son or for one of my dogs, especially my son. You'd have to hog tie me, keep me from looking for one of my dogs, too. It's just the way I am. Oh, that's all right, Mandy. You can catch the replay. Yeah, we're going to have to look into this voodoo stuff because they could have done some kind of human sacrifice. I heard voodoo. I don't know a lot about voodoo, but I heard voodoo only works if the person you're doing the spell on believes in it. I don't know if that's true. So I guess I'll be looking at voodoo today. Yeah, they're guilty of sin. That's why they were having a hard time talking. Now, just think about this. You got a missing 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. And to adopt children, you would think that you would have to love them, care for them. They showed no emotion in that interview. No panic. No nothing. They was having a hard time talking, answering questions, and explaining things. That's because they were lying, and they don't have no emotions for the boys. They don't care nothing about them. Did you hear her stutter? Now, sometimes I stutter on here. That's just the way I am. But she stuttered, and that's because she was lying. And she was having to think of what they was going to say and keep their story straight, what they rehearsed. I heard it on Cop YouTube. I have no idea. Okay. Cop YouTube. Let me write that down. Is that the name of the channel? I'll try to find out something about that. See, during that interview they were given, the biological family was standing in the crowd, and they were the ones asking questions when they were trying to answer that reporter's questions. And you could tell they was really aggravated that they were there. And that's when Jacqueline says, and this is why I didn't want to come out here. Really? Well, you can imagine how they feel. The kids were obviously in foster care. And then y'all adopted them, and y'all were entrusted with their care. And now they're gone, and you don't got a damn explanation besides they wandered out of a gate. So you can imagine how they feel. The Happy Planner is a good one. Oh, is that the name of a planner? Let me write that down. I bought a big planner. Well, it's a pretty good size, about the size of a notebook. And it's got holes in it where it can go in my binder. And it's actually a 2-year planner. It's pretty nice. $5 at Walmart. What's it called? It's called See It Bigger. It's really cute. If I had makeup on, I'd show you, but I look like crap. That's not the name of the channel? Okay. See if you can find it before I get off here. I got to get off here and go potty and give Mark a list of what I need at the store. I'm not going out. I went out yesterday morning and let my animals out, and I think it made me sicker because I had took a shower about 5:30 that morning. I tried to blow dry my hair a little bit, but it made me worse. That damn Vicks rub I've been putting on my chest, it made me worse, y'all. I didn't go outside with it on. It was a YouTube channel. Oh, police officer. I know exactly who you're talking about. I just subscribed to their channel. I can't believe they don't have more subs. That's a great channel. Police Off the Cuff. I watched one stream they were talking about the boys, but I didn't get to finish it. But Duty Ron was on there. Thanks, Colleen. I hope I get better too, because it sucks to wake up in the middle of the night coughing and I can't breathe. I'm still smoking and can't breathe. I'm gonna have to quit smoking now because I really can't breathe. I'm probably gonna have to end up going to the freaking doctor, as bad as I hate to. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get off here. If there's any updates, I will let y'all know. Like, if they find the boys, I'll do a live stream, emergency one, or if they arrest the parents or something. But anyways, y'all have a great day. Thanks for your support. Thanks for chatting. I will see y'all in the morning, same time, same place. Have a great day. Be safe, be kind, and peace.